Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, another super public trial that's been going on, case that's in the works. Recently, the big thing we hear is that Taylor Swift is going to be subpoenaed.
Yes.
What does that look like? Does she have to appear?
Yes. So here's the thing. They have subpoenaed certain records related to Taylor Swift. Okay. They want to see phone records, it seems. They want to see email records. Now, what her team has done is filed a motion to quash, which means get rid of this subpoena. She has nothing to do with this case. These things don't exist. They're irrelevant. Get rid of it. Why do we even know that what these texts might show? Because a discovery request, a subpoena for certain records doesn't tell you exactly what they're looking for. They just say, I want all your text messages, all your emails. Now, why the public even knows what those emails and texts may say is because Baldoni's team filed a letter to the judge saying, we know they filed a motion to quash. These are very relevant. They are going to show that Taylor Swift and Blake Lively were engaging in these conversations where Blake was asking Taylor, delete our text messages, delete them, right? Get rid of evidence. Now, then we have Blake's side, who then asks the judge to strike that letter from the public record because we would have never seen that letter. Why do we need to know what actually exists? Again, it's a trial by media. We're not even in the litigation. That starts March 2026. This is all pre-lit, all of this, right?
What a disaster.
What a disaster. And so they asked the judge to strike that letter from the record. The judge agreed, stop making this a spectacle, right? But if these things are true, or if they're not, let us see those text messages. Let their side see the text messages. Taylor Swift might be a very relevant player in all of this. She was allegedly at the house when Blake Lively was asking to change that rooftop scene, right? Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift come out and they're like, she's so brilliant. You should do what she's saying, blah, blah, blah. She might be a very relevant player. Her records might be very relevant. And, the media is going crazy over it, but I think Baldoni looked a little bit better in people's eyes before this whole Taylor Swift thing, just because this was a big loss for him, right? The court striking this and saying, listen, do not play with my court record. I don't want letters in here. I don't want you to try to play this through the media. Get rid of it. Stop doing this. And again, Blake Lively, one of her allegations is that Baldoni engaged in a huge smear campaign against her. Right. So, dude, you hired a lawyer who is loving this publicity, and he's literally that is someone who would engage in a smear campaign. So if you're hanging out with that guy, what are you guys thinking?
Yeah. How do you put a number on these suits? Like, how does somebody says he's suing for $400 million? How the fuck do you come up with that?
It's a great question. So actually a part of that is the suit against the New York Times for for libel. So they printed information that they found from a civil rights complaint that started this whole thing. Blake Lively, she filed a complaint with the Civil Rights Department about all of, sexual harassment, astroturfing, which is the smear campaign. And he put an amount of $140 million on that suit. Where he came up with that number, I don't know, Justin Baldoni, and you're telling me you have damages in the amount of $140 million?
Because it's against potential what he would have made.
Exactly. It's potential. It's what he would have made, what he has lost. Now, remember, WME dropped him.
Right.
Okay. After this New York Times article came out. So that's a big, big issue. Okay. He 100% lost money. 140 million? I don't know.
Here, fix.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no. I want you to be comfortable.
Thank you. It just keeps sliding. My hair is so shiny and soft.
But how much money did Blake Lively lose from this smear campaign? Because I think we all remember, literally overnight, Blake Lively went from a media darling to you could not find an article pointing out something positive about her. It happened completely overnight. It was clearly a calculated attack, a coordinated attack. Like, it's just it's confusing. So he sues for this. She then countersues for that. Who ends up paying that? He doesn't have $400 million. Is it not worth everybody's time just to settle? You said this doesn't start until March 26th. It's now your entire life. Like how much does your life cost for 5 years? Like, it's crazy to me.
And what about the Gossip Girl reunion? Is that not happening?
Agreed.
I mean, come on, we just had Chase Crawford. He wouldn't mind.
And what a darling that guy is.
Dreamboat.
My God. My God.
But wasn't he in a relationship with an octopus on that one show?
Let's keep it to lively.
The boys. Anyway, he's fine. He's making a lot of money. But yes, so 140 with that New York Times suit, 200 something with the other suit, all of that. So listen, sometimes you're like, it's 40 million I may have lost. Let's make it 140 million. Okay. And then they figure out the numbers later. You could also change the number, whatever.
So you can put on any number you want. It's like these fakakta headlines of these podcast deals. This person got a $500 million deal where it only works if you earn it out and you never hit it and they end up with nothing.
Listen,
like it's like
those for sure are bullshit.
So these are all just like
unless we get one.
Unless you get one. Your $25 million contract that's coming through the pipeline very soon, that's not bullshit.
God bless you.
What's 25? What are you, nuts? We need it. Josh, we can make up the number. We had a $1 billion
You know what? You're
deal.
right. You're right. And you're having a baby. You're having a $250 million contract.
I want to be paid in uranium.
Listen, the numbers are supposed to be backed by proof. I had this project, that project. All my projects are about $20 million averaging right now. Once It Ends With Us comes out, I'm even more popular. Most likely I'll be making $30 million a film, right? But when you have these cases where there are just multiple cases going on, again, like the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial that we saw, you could be saying 140, you could be saying 160. You both win. It's really 20 million from one side to the other, right? It just cancels each other out. And Baldoni, it's very interesting. He's being backed by a billionaire. His partner for Wayfarer Studios is a billionaire who is footing the whole bill. It's his future also on the line. So he's footing the whole bill. I really would hope that these people would settle, but I think there's so much damage done already. Like so much hate. And Ben, you really, you would be a dream client, right? You're sensible. You're thinking, you guys, stress for over 2 years. You want to be this stressed for over 2 years. You both look bad.
Right.
What are you doing? Right?
How do you even work? Like you can't work.
Right. Well, I mean, Blake Lively, I've never seen her out and about more. This woman has
she now has to work to repair her image.
Okay,
right?
that's very true.
But how does Baldoni work?
That's
how do you do anything? Yeah. Like, what do you do?
He was very behind the scenes, like a behind the scenes kind of guy before all of this. So for him, I mean, he still has projects. He has a Scarlett Johansson project coming out. But he's very much, really in the background now. He's not trying to show face anywhere. It's a very serious case. Sexual harassment is part of it, right? Smear campaign. That's a very big offense also. And some argue, was it really a smear campaign when people are just playing videos of you being a bitch?
I personally, I'm not saying that he did it. I don't know who did it. There was 100% a coordinated attack against Blake Lively.
I agree with you.
I don't know who did it, what the reason was. Just because you have these videos doesn't mean they all come out at the exact same time over one weekend. Like all of a sudden she went from like untouchable to the polar opposite. So that is a smear campaign.
But there's a virality component too that you guys both know. One person gets a 24 million view video and then it does go that whole weekend. Everyone's posting about Blake.
That's true. Maybe it's the TikTok effect. Maybe all of a sudden we're seeing like for the first time what happens when you have a really high profile legal case and you have a viral platform like TikTok where people are just manipulating and sharing and view hunting, and that's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah. You guys seem pretty set in your opinions about this. I don't have an opinion about it as much. Sorry, I'm just going to get to a quick ad read really quick. This episode's brought to you by Mint Mobile. Here at Mint Mobile,
wait,
Ryan Reynolds founded wireless company. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally joking.
You really got me. Holy that
Lemur.
was great. Lemur.
Lemur.
He had a problem with just my last name.
Lemur.
Yeah,
Lemur.
right. Okay, yeah.
I
And you're
fucked it up.
Jewish? No, you're not.
I know. I'm bad.
Lemur.
Lemur.
This is Madagascar.
Oh my god. I don't care if Claudia knows my name. It's okay.
Lemur.